for this is the debate with Munufie. Mojidi say will be here. And the Bible state of Ghana's nation. We're going to address the nation. I see a trouble. Now me how a Ghana economy no. His Excellency John Bema Badramani Mahama atone boase ashisha man It's as a governance. Say answansa ebia na won hu difference ewom unhu ne a emu edu ene ne a emu ha. Ye jai Ghana mamuo no edema enkurofo bi for 8 good years then they mismanaged Ghana's economy. Na Nyankopon ye adom ene enye bema ba papa ene me no kase. Ghana ni bia ohweme Ghana ni bia ote Ghana bia wa ndidaso na hotoso sampa John Dramani me second coming die ede animunyam hye and abreye my Ghana. So that is something we are going to go deep into it. Now before we start, the mama chama want to me e mompaye my.
Machisra Yehovah Elahenu Yehovah Ekat. We ahata et Yehovah Elohika bika luvika. Uvika naveshika, uvika miyodika. Tode yashak. Tode yashak. Todi Yashak in English in the name of Jesus. Machisra Yehovah.
Because we need prayers like this to keep our system warm. Because Ghana who send ya etie. Now, there are a lot of platforms that they start to insult, they start to bring a chaff. As in 7 or can sebe e bi o and 7 or can make sense. Man who say okatache free fa asha as usual, now my foot will be said jandam no way Ghana no, or the same jandam no akwa copy US, and then who's a kwame bafabro nyan so ba on so ba can the same thing. So we need to go down and then let the people understand say country na team no something different is happening in our society. For the first time in the history of Ghana, December ebeto ba no dollar and as a currency and sheki ejina ho. Ba yebekom, but before we do that no, ma yenya de kitobi wa ha. We know be NPP4 about 31st of this particular month. Akoyi Frankatuni ba me ojide say Alhaji Dr. Munufie na kiane ke de be man all those can the Japan so aka na ho gidi. Na moni bibi ekoso. Yewra Musa Dankwa say nobody say o say NDC e de tafre kura gina obebi te Alhaji Dr. Munufie. Say NDC party no Nipa be presenting bi and according to Yewra Musa Dankwa's latest post no ebe biti Alhaji Dr. Munufie any NPP ni bi e beba yenti Yewra Musa Dankwa before we go deep down into the current state of Ghana's economy.
Dr. Bawumia eventually picks up this note and is to face the NDC. How are the chances going to be looking at knowing very well that the issue of consistency that Jeffrey spoke about, we're bringing the same person again? Would it make a difference?
Look, the reality is that we've done a scenario involving top 4 NDC candidates against Bawumia. And he's losing against all of them. Wow.
Regardless of whoever the NDC brings.
Yes, in terms of the 4 leading candidates.
Yeah.
Haruna Idrisu, Atafosin, Sylvain Ketia, and Julius Debra.
Dr. Bawumia will lose against any of them.
That's the current polling data.
Would it change? We have 3 years to do this. Would it change in any way?
Oh, yes, definitely things will move up and down. For some of the candidates, it might be very close. And for some, the gap will still be there.
All right, so Yewra Musa Dankwa say, Kianeke, NPP, Yakofa Kennedy Japan Bow, Alhaji Dr. Munufie ne Bow, Brian Champon, NDC candidate to be at the Babiano, baby Tino. And say, indeed, how bad is NPP currently? But your NPP party no, a dear partner, cause my party no. I so bad say Nipa be NDC deliver baby and they cannot withstand the person. But say because I'm in the economy currently, ma. When I say economy, I'm going to take you through all the indices in our country. You better call tourism, you better call economy, you better call infrastructure, you better call everywhere. Everywhere we're going to go in today. They actually say NPP party no be at the baby ano M4, M1. Yeah. Now no on news for join news for NPP for for doctor be a no me yen ho adwuma kire school or so ko ye PhD e wo Japan nyina de bai. Akwari say no so some view. Kaza me kan papa na kaza se mire bi o na same jamfi ko sia o se na ne ho wo so say cha. Na say Now party a woman had an question another party member usuro. It is saying no question some via or karate kitara one Kenya and say who now Bob Papano PhD holder or so question some vika keno and one tono. As doctor, we are sure. And then I was also some visa teaching more by.
And I think Sami JV in that particular first encounter was my most difficult, if you like, most difficult debate in terms of issues of the economy. Not on substance, but the first time trying to put my thoughts together, trying to flow. I mean, there were interjections. I didn't know how to manage all that. So it was a bit difficult for me on that. But ever since, I think every single day has been learning upon learning. And I keep learning every day, and I think I keep getting better.
Hey, what's it? Doctor, they say, Samijan Vike Kokosha, or say he keeps learning every day, he keeps learning, and he thinks it keeps becoming, or say he believes that it's becoming better. Or why better, or say he believes it to be better. Hey, NBB party, I quite win so no advice, allergy Dr. Munubomia on the economy. I quite will, or say Samijan Vike Kokosha Samijan Vino, Usuya, yes, Usuya. Let's say, now the day and Samijan Via, I say, over the NPP for party, Musa. Am I a whole PhD holder in the economics? Quite bachelor in law. So, Samijan Via to the sense, so, Kosha Samijan Via, no, being home. Is it, and yes, I mean, so, what are some pan about? And some part of Samijan Via didn't have an idea, so, yeah, I had NPP for too much, Charlie. Of course, it's an old video, but for he to come live on recorded and say, once when he was going to meet Samijan Fino, he feared na Osunyari or say he keeps learning, he thinks that it's becoming better. And when do you get into the latter part of the video? No?
And I think Samijan in that particular first encounter was my most difficult, if you like, most difficult debate in terms of issues of the economy. Not on substance, but the first time trying to put my thoughts together, trying to flow. I mean, there were interjections. I didn't know how to manage all that. So it was a bit difficult for me on that. But ever since, I think every single day has been learning upon learning. And I keep learning every day. And I think I keep getting better.
What I say? Also, every day he keeps learning. He thinks that it's becoming better. And he said, and I know, saying, "Coach, yes, Samijan Fino, not crashing this through." I say, "Hey, Samina must have been view me." I quite the go go many myself. Can't Samijan Fino, sorry, I was a good papa any from Sami was able to prove to the whole nation, say, PhD, kita crash we know. You didn't quite fast when you're PhD, no. I said, because the document come and crash one kind. But when be, when they to allergy Dr. Munubomia Abrana allergy vice president, no. These were the people advising him or managing him on how to speak on the economy. So you could see clearly say the only thing they know is say young children farmer non conco kind by a jepe panifi crash in sema non fa nko a je crash in paper if no crash in sema non fa. But one very basic thing I've seen about allergy Dr. Munubomia say, and I believe that the handlers of allergy Dr. Munubomia I say ye hana kakra papa ni ntitwi allergy ntitwi. They are forcing allergy to speak tree. Now, anytime I better say allergy by Munubomia, a camberophobia and a bomb and auto. Or 2 missiles and he has repeatedly been using the word conconsan, but you did allergy, Dr. Munubomia.
More than and they are friend of Iran, King Cyrus of Persia, not only Jew, but Yami Eyino, said Uncle Israel for free in Kasumo, Uncle Israel, Israel. Nanyami Etimiyi, King Cyrus and only Jew, said Uncle Israel for Nima, Yami Subetimiyi, Dr. Baronia, Amia Garden, 7 wedding garden for any Ghana.
For pine can't about conconsa because if I tell wow him you can't say I can't will be the conconsa a. So my whole allergy Dr. Munubomia is constantly using the word conconsa into a for pine the conconsa or partinum. Then all of a sudden Kremo e kotu Bible Muslim and the battery the point is Nyankopon making Cyrus it be ko yi say Israel for say dey for no so Nyankopon betima mo no be president they say hey why the can ask me chire o Nyankopon be ma Alhaji Dr. Munufie be abe president nyame ben because we need to know say Nyankopon no betima ma wo Alhaji Dr. Munufie atun sa frɛ sɛ wo be president of Ghana then that Nyankopon no I doubt if he actually exists. Because a jai economy and the vice president adwuma at the end of the day no oba ka kire say we dey na wonya adwuma bia. Yeah, Emily. Because men said antia say anamala woni Mamudu ba me adwen. Say Nyankopon ebetima mo no aba be president of the country. Na me pa cho Nyankopon president o mo ba no see dey important aba be. Because we are vice president you bisa say Alhaji oba no the Ghana economy and a year campaign. And the economy not to upon something. What are you doing about it? Answer Alhaji Muyadema and say that's a solve problem and Kobe president didn't one year. And it's you yate. Then we voted massively against you. And then you are back to tell us again. Now konkonsa for no wakano. Yam konim ko bi sa stika. Stika so di can do hene Japonchi. Stika say anka Nanado Dango Kufuado Peso Ene, Minister of Finance, Abra, ye can papa would granny yourself anything. Finance Minister would be a quarter America or so may. Kuntun Kunungu is a Kuntun Kununu. And before near can say who was no. Your friends and Nanaya Kuntun Kunuku said, also say Nanado catcher and Senko Bene, Minister of Finance, and a quabranibity baby say, on Tias opposite the Kurumi may. Mudi, you go be Sika. Sika, I'll come and address something very, very easy for you.
Nana Pasoya, Minister of State Finance. Nepa, Mr. Mumpa Musasa, Hana, so on Tane, of the Kurumi. Mr. Mubua, no assemblies of God, and the Bombes, Mr. the cancer. Namudia Muntra, Namumia Megadam, Sammy Bua, McCloud, and Yaminson. My property was confused, yourself. Finance, the whole world, the European financial economic modular, Mitosini, 64, 76, 97, 2000, 2001 is me, the whole world. Yes, I'm in Fato, Nanato, Samipua, Penino Krono, Nitinka, Penincasia. Millennium, we are doing, but my simple was a wine, and also I'm Penopin Krono.
Pachoti, the person say Bobium. Na tie stika ensem a waka no da tie ni ye wi a ye be kire oni kropop nipa kropot ya stika kan asem no na
do Pasoya Minister of State Finance nepa Mr. Mumpa Musasa Hana so on Tane of the Kurumi Mr. Mubua no assemblies of God and the Bombes Mr. the cancer Namudia Muntra Namumia Megadam Sammy Bua McCloud and Yaminson. My property was confused, yourself. Finance, the whole world, the European financial economic modular, Mitosini, 64, 76, 97, 2000, 2001 is me, the whole world. Yes, I'm in Fato, Nanato, Samipua, Penino Krono, Nitinka, Penincasia. Millennium, we are doing, but my simple was just a wine. And also I'm Penopin.
Wow, and NPP Fuja. He Nipa Stika can asem no. Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. Dodo na fen Amin Anta. Ono na nipa abra kenufurata efi ho no. Obedi na de oye nordena. Stika se nanka na nado danko gufo do person oye no Stika Minister of Finance abra kenufurata efi ho no. Ena ba omia kwafa ninua and then be share also mo bi ni ba we of we know nipa all refer to because contest na mo ko no who the Canada hine Japan achi Mohammed Amin anasa say Amin Anta no northern so the only person on so more northern Alhaji Dr. Munufie so we know say you are referring to Alhaji Dr. Munufie enya wona be kan kire Stika say finance on onim no ebi anim bi also the whole Ghana can nipa 5 or not Stika can obi o nipa no say be action this movie no also can obi NPP party no I don't know how I say in some more contest nya no nipa edi o machi no they are so selfish say and some of Kenya omo nko and then says the car be no second do hina Japan be president or not take a minister of finance. That is the reason why odi Kennedy hina Japan chi mo ka say na no onabo Sarah Joseph so be can say second Japan be president on money position because be family and friends. What I say enti omo nyina no selfishness na di omaji o enya Ghana ho no mo dwe o say John Mahama's administration wenu you could see say obia odi John Mahama chi bia no eh so selfless say oya Ghana ko na nim no we mu de selfishness ene di omachi because he believes a man finance minister here enti o ho say Alhaji Dr. Munufie say dabi onya me president kwa no wa you no take out nchen dia na say onu ko di Kennedy Japan chi say na be ya Kennedy Japan ba onu so be minister of finance adi. That is the only thing they know. The only selfishness in Kwa. Mr. Oye Ghana niya. The reason why I have decided to play all these kind of videos for you to see. They say, I say, I was a for with him. Why they want to lead at all costs. No? I say, and this take say, oh, they can the point in a Minister of Finance no pay. Sarah Joseph Fudi about me a position obenya into no pay. Alhaji Dr. Munufie is so. Chintin who say na men can say person di president yen go bitan say di entina also person oye president at all cost Samira Bawumia say at all cost obey first lady in our country enti enya Ghana no mo dwen ho dabi e yo man ka so mo botomu scam kwa no mo dwen ho and these kind of people say odi o machi bebre ba say be omo do ko say yemu. That is the reason why I know that people video bi chere obi say na wo di Alhaji Dr. Munufie say o me president oba di airport na video obetima ya ma krachi na ntimi anka ba akokora chama untumi mu nyina adi mu no uko bisa chama untumi say e di airport pa ntina wo pese Alhaji Dr. Munufie me president ontimi nka because e ne botom ska because he thinks say Alhaji Dr. Munufie e be president ena sebe akonta man ne betime biri Ghana Japan de nyina to agu sa no motie enti e no sa wo video na me bo kire wo na akwa na ko bisa say die enti na odi Dr. Munufie achi no no onya hwenka because yenka nyansa se bi an kire no sika come mount the whole campaign platform on behalf of Alhaji Kennedy Japan e wono na sem no woka wo de tie krachi we
campaign no na mi adom ekoyi pa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ame aduma January 31st. Busumi we. Yakobo be kasa.
Na me bisa say oba power then any vision.
The vision is how we need to alada. The vision e kuta papa no. Adwene kuta no. Ghana based Dubai.
Into the vision no me free bi mami.
Vision no kan hu bi na ready for education buy. And then we tolerate of funds. Who renew hospital bibia our funds. There's a bibia digital.
Into 2028, you vote man ade new ben or the ba.
New or the ban say no one or the ba be no. Be no. Say or the new matter about 2024 now. And you to election now. 2028 now. And your man or the ba any 5 yeah the 5 be come.
Me to was here and me see friends and your 5 no friend or friend dino.
Edini Ziriga. Ziriga, a dozen. A baby. And no one
won't me Freddy.
And I'm saying Ghana and the best in Dubai. And I want to ask you, and I'll get pan up a catch it out.
Bamia, Ebia, or Bar, Ebia, or the way back constituency, or the way back way.
Eba, Baomiaba. So, Wally Bruni crowd, I'll go Wally Bruni. So, Baomiaba train ani atwese be fa wiem no
and any vision
Bawumia ba enko school in government school bia obenya bus dey ko school wa ugetire uni sika odi be adwuma bia ye be ma sika dey adwuma what you say se uye nikanika prana ye be kra machines out be nikanika uye baba ye be ma machine out be baba adwuma bia uye bia aban na be so aso asene ama adwuma na pija na wo kwa so pese Bawumia ba wo ye de nsaw ana pese kutukuta we na twetwa info ya yini sa kwa
ai no bab chare awura de Yakobo Ghana ba se opese hu se sebe enkwasafo Ghana pa I just started critique content online. When I go say enkwasafo pa egu Ghana no enye ne baketo akwa we di Mamudu Bami achi we be say dey na Mamudu Bami be ya oso nwa brunyi da kwa Mamudu Bami abo ma brunya ware. Hey Ghana. Presela enye easy awura di Nyankopon. Na enye we nko o hwe ya kasi ye bo videos ni bi a kire wa otiwa uti be pa o sika na o kasa say obe finance minister no ti no
ene ye nuan mo mu yisini osoro say papa shi 1 and 2 wo munya baby kura nsia de aban si school dan e bi nsida 75% completion e wo kumase a ene akura pesi osua sunitwa osua ha yesi even Chinese movie kura ne e be yibi enkura be hu e friend Ghana Chinese utin say o musua ho ade animdia kumasi ye ni nyina
akwa wezi ope finance minister dio finance minister na wo sika wo si ama wani no ye ko bisa sika say ye ra sika CD ni dipijeti wo de na do say o ma finance minister ye mfa ne say Alhaji Dr. Mamudu Bami ase da bi ope Dr. Amin Anda ye de ama no ene ama wo deputy 2 deputies no wo sika na o ka ho obi a woni finance minister ye ko bisa ne say CD dipijeti kwan ben e fasa wo be service CD depreciation a tie
CD is the first time CD who accorded what you are wearing we didn't import. We imported this. We imported that. CD depreciation is a ritual problem unless one is suffering from unconscious incompetence or displaying intellectual dishonesty. That will say that CD depreciation is MPP government. It's an issue that has nationalistic or that needs nationalistic attention. That one I agree. But it's not, so far we keep on being in importer-driven economy. We'll be having problems with the city because we import almost everything. But inshallah, Alhaji Dr. Mamudu Bami, next year if he comes, we're going to design a long-term framework to deal with the city.
Akwara also pay finance minister dia wanya ni no. NPP party awura di Nyankopon. Sometimes no ya na mareho. Say these people will be walking on the streets of Ghana say yemo position. Inti stikase say na na do dan Akufo-Addo man finance minister. Na say finance minister na okopa di ene ebisa say CD depreciate kanya sasam kire na sebe o manu da tumina so enkwasa say wona betima ka kire Ghana for there ene Alhaji Dr. Mamudu Bami antia say no say na obo Ghana pa eno kwa de betima ka say for the first time in the history of Alhaji Dr. Mamudu Bami was save Ghana sebe every nkwasa for nsem was save Ghana every nkwasa for nsem. This is the debate with Munufie because the stika dey deal pa na kwa minister of finance there say nka yawu a whole minister of finance who be catch say ye ke ma minister hey na Ghana na NPP before the dia grosa enti akwa we na kama finance minister hey
na do person ya minister of state finance nepa me se mo mampa e musasa ho na se ompade opedi ko wuni me se me boa me wa service of God and the boy me su me be se me cancer na mo dia mo tira ho na mo me da dam Sami boa me clear when you listen. My property will come to the asa. Silence the whole world. You depend on my financial economic modular. Mitosu 64, 76, 97, 2000, 2001. It's me, the whole world. Yes, I'm in Fatao. Nanato, Sami boa. Penino Kono Hono. Nitinenka, Peninkasia.
Ghana. Wo te Ghana say you need 5 best in economy wo steka wo count. NPP party. Anyway, we dey nya o na say ono na man fans. Say wow na man wow so be man fans ah. Da bia meta kan say koko wo nwubi o say fe no wrong fans. It is a what one house why we wrong fans unim sa de we yan e ko bisa say CD depreciate we say just Alhaji Dr. Mamudu Bami aba no be designing long-term economic framework to tackle with the CD at forcing ni Professor Nana Jane at the less than 1 year and a year you are the long term and eba be no osusu ni ma de MPP party ni de mo to announce mo say Nkufo we na nka mo be finance minister de mo mo e mo anka sama sem And one of the reason why Sarah just have forgotten America and not TikTok, as she was a minister of state, because party in Nipa be him. Into a more for Ghana and it is as a toy and a normal die here. That is why Nipa 5 way sound na be describe as sound class. Nipa sound class we in a sunlight on the president today. And now Tioma, Omo do much in obi any was say be Kenyans as some any omonka benya. That is why they are following this kind of people. Now, so what I said, you get people to come only for among us and one benefit here, then we have a problem. Asa. They come on to one and some phone party, then they get people who defend you more massively. Man who say, Bimu dia join us, Samija and Fia go say, hey, Mono Samija and Fia, problem there. As a more vibrant in opposition, na Ghana and Timas, what was some cast a change in a Biako to go, the Boca, Ghana and you know, say, I was one Boca cry pay, also say that we am pay. Now we're better marry near about Ghana. And I about one and about to have a in an NP before we hey, our house, and I'm a boy. And now about one and before we it's like they have some idea be a minimum baby or my gino, or my nam, and what they believe say, and then the best my NP are very nearby. Now, where they're better in opposition, but of course, let's take it like that because maybe they want to be in opposition. Not that be a that is the only thing that they want. But some Babaja Berniano, a ruling Ghana, I think that is not what they're thinking of. So it's up to them. Let's leave it to them. If that is what they want, we give it to them. I'm going to say. And then we shall for this is the debate with Munufie. Baba call Ghana, the current state of Ghana's economy. That is what I want us to discuss. So in the comment section, we'll be team the Wagrin Chiraba, then we move on just like that. Because sometimes we need to discuss a whole lot of things. Ghana and Nibi who say something is actually happening in the system. But I'm hearing what I say. Because you will a sound class be a mutru futru nkwadigu amount for any. Hello, Francisca. Bibi aboko there. We did say we all right, so let's move on. But you want to say, if you want to build a better society and a better economy, it's in your good leadership. Mine team no. Now no the term of office of the president yankimunko 5 years. And a bimuka say there be John Mahama's administration. I'm a young who say 4-year mandate is enough. Whether we're gonna go 5 or 4, I'm not going to go there today. Maybe Nyakwan came in 6 because in your leader that said John Domani Mahama, that's what we develop in my now. If it's a 6, I have no problem with that. But 4, because of what John Mahama is doing, I believe that 4 is enough for us. So let's do things like this. Now, they came to mismanage the affairs of the economy. And this year, when you have a presidential term of office, it's going to be the same group. Now, Kwabanani said, another than go for the party, being a presidential term of 5 years and 6 years. Okay, they say we go to see any tia already a wood sine ma me papa wu no zina ma me wuye e kwabrane na be say Ghana's economy e dey ja wona woma. And then we got a very good leader, Waba. John Mahama's first administration put in place, but many people did not understand him. Until my binum imagine say, oh, na John Mahama ni mama mo, and na John Mahama say, but the second coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no, Amatim Mfona was Sana your leader, any leader. Tiene, are we gonna go deep in the say? You have the current state of Ghana's economy. 4 years now, John Mahama baby boy. You see, we trouble 1 year. Jack Toronto ni nuya, it 8 years. Yam fan ko. By the way, we're gonna go and say, yam for first 4 years of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and more 1 year we mean 5 because sometimes we need to be fair. Because I will say NP before they are not learning something. Sametiwana Samedi John Mahama's administration 1 year. I compare more 8 years. Sometimes ask him a NP before them can say pa, but maybe they don't even see it like that. But just only me in the comment section of our green children. Francisca, but that's why I did. Of course, to say yes, they are all stomach politicians. I just have to become the same thing. No. Also, on the Japan one back. Now, don't go for those administration. family and friends play role ho. Na Ken the ente santi Ken be position Ken be president on money post. That is why she is following Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So NPP for the sa no motie. Sa no munyi no motie. Na na do Dankwa Akufo-Addo ba no o kan sembi. Pagana for do na see the substance of semana na do Dankwa Akufo-Addo kan. I mean repeating the same thing na do kan chiro. O say yeti sika so. Enso ekom di yen. Oman yi nye ohia man. Ya ye mmobo dodo. But let me repeat it once again. Then at the end of the day, you understand at some point another person. Yeti, yeah, because a yeah is we, yeti, sikaso. And so a kom diyen, meaning we are all hungry. Omayi nyo yamai, meaning Ghana is not poor. And so a kom diyen. Many of us thought to say, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo was referring to the entire nation. Oba ena wanyene sa. Ena okofa ono ankasa the Kezi man be finance minister. E chenze masa Ghana sika no komna mesi ati no wona de be sha no. Aha no baha masika ni mi fu bia bibia wankasa je. At the end of his 8-year term no, na finance minister. Odwane. Wa amase words. Or the sika na dwane. Yeko Rosa, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Ekofa in near betu Rose. Papa was a single-handedly and a block is my gun into your toe boots. Besides, I or say the toe boot in organ in a toilet. If we are a Borgana car, was sisters canning in a papa, also the call. Samekasa Meka, I can name names. So Nanado's administration became family and friends. Sarah Joseph Fangasa admitted. Family and friends. It is saying another Dankwa Akufo-Addo yet it's castle and so come there no. He was referring to people within his circles. And go and from Achem Mafia for no. Oko kan on bofu. Achem Mafia for no. And ye ya ne pone kakra de ma Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And to be here Asamira Bawumia, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia asimu nyina position. And don't think steka see what compare finance minister ye born to Keneno because he wasn't within the circle. Ye ya na say ode we ye de do kasa wa kwatiti we go ha dwen. On say steka so na na do tintin na epe o. Hey, NBB before steka. That's mobile. Hey, yeah, the Chinese movie steka.
And then you mom yisini. Also I say papa she 1 and 2 omunya baby kura nsia de abayasi school dan bin sida 75% completion e wo Kumasi a ena akura pese osua sunitwa osua ha yesi even Chinese movie kura na ebe yibi enkura be hu e friend Ghana Chinese utinze omusua ho ade anim dia Kumasi ye ni nyina
mami mi say question NBB for omutimi na wo he ana mo so de kwaji skadru say NBB battery obi odi samoni bia no anything nwi wo de akwa we there
more than and then your friend of Iran King Cyrus of Persia na onye Jew but
and power makramo adan osofo on the man opichi me say Ghana for man hwe ni Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no wo be share na doso echichire na say no kom on Kwaku Bonsam kom mo hwe ni yo na kwa we are too desperate for power mo hwe ni ya e dey assemble ba esramo mo kom anim so group we dey ba we the way they are so desperate for power no men tia say mo be share kwa we say no kom no kita firitua ka Kwaku Bonsam di nachi yo obo nyina timi nyina kwasere na do dan Kwaku Akufo-Addo kwasere asemo ensamone nkwanzo ensamone nkwa krofo mu nitimi apaso kwa ntimi to mutito enso adwemmo ne ensamone Francisca na meba ensamone nkwa Emily engrofo we anyway we dey nkwa yanim. So the way His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ehihye Ghana yesika sem no ama almost all the sectors of our economy no grow. Sectors in grow. But that is something I think a Ghana in person. Industries grow. Tourism, when I know the tourism so. The way a tourism no transforming Ghana, nipa ba Ghana no. It was very, very amazing. Me who video where Abeku Santana was praising Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo on the year of return. For me, well, he has done his part. But the year of return, this particular channel, so I have a video where my dick can say Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo year of return. It wasn't new. A Panafest, Pan-African Festival, His Excellency J.J. Rawlings initiative here. Nana Ado buy our and say you only change the name from Panafest to year of return. It's the same concept, everything the same. But you go back, Google Panafest, and then Google year of return. Uko my website, the information there no, the same. The only thing is like they've changed some names and some brofnokeke no masano. And if John Dramani Mama Banana say you think say you want to make it 30 December or whatever, I don't think that if you want to give somebody praise, it's J.J. Rawlings administration. That is where you have to go. Sometimes when I believe, say, some of these people, Abeku Santana, say, of course, you have the power, but you need to research and then tell Ghanaians, say, okay, we started it from here, we got here, and now we are here. But Uko Yibi Free Monday, I have a problem with that. What I say. So when we see tourism is growing, although say not to the best of my satisfaction, but I believe, say, Aban way, Ejuma Papa. The Kaisa and another Dankwa Akufo-Addo. You be say tourism minister say, how is he going to develop tourism? Also, the year in a bit develop tourism. Besides, how? Oh, are you praising Nipengu and Adenya? He couldn't give us answer. But that is how they taught it. Because they think that tourism, no, ayam kwala juma, ayam kwala group no mudi. And if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, no better revamp tourism industry now. I like that style. It's going to bring in more revenue. Create Juma so Ghana, and then who's a Ghanaian youth, I started to create more tourism destination activities. That is the best thing I think that we all need to do as a society, because some of these kind of things, I see it me here, yeah, Powerhouse this year of return starts from J.J. Rawlings' Panafest. Yeah, that's true. My video, I've done a lot of analysis about Nimobi and Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo the buyer. They just changed the names. Year of returns, a totally Panafest. Totally 100% Panafest. The only thing they changed is the year of return from Panafest to year of return. 100%. That's how it is. Because the money be over, you are really here. That be a can napku. And another Dankwa Akufo-Addo's policy. That be a John Dramani Mahama's first year terminal. It was John Mahama's policy. As a tepe what kind of parliament. A chile juma a babaye. These are facts, but also kind of NPP do not want to accept this kind of facts. But we tell them, say it's facts. The only thing you came to do was to change the name to NAPCO. That's it. They did not do anything. They didn't have the idea. The number of NIPA and NAPCO before John Mahama administration, they are trying to order 100,000 people. They're going to go here. They're going to go here. They're going to go here. We're going to train this kind of people here. Now Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and they just changed the name and named it here. I don't quite know. So I believe, say, we need to be doing all these kind of things. Rikus, and I don't know. But that's it, Rikus. Our president, people like Abeku Santana are too much in a hurry to praise NPP for. I don't even know why Abeku Santana did those kind of things. But of course, it's up to him. I'm not here to say or goofy big time, but I was expecting him that anyway me share the entire video. I saw a very short version of it. I mean, who's an all born and Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration about so, but I thought to say the year of return started from Panafest. So if he want to give praises, then he ought to have gone to 1992 because Panafest was launched in 1992. But say, oh, the bar no here there, then I don't know what you want. But it's up to them. And Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo was renaming everything somewhere. That's what they were doing. I know, Bab, because we have this kind of people that say, they come, they don't do anything. Then instead of giving praises to administration, initiative, I don't know, they will just change the name and they market it to become like a Omomo brainchild. But meanwhile, it has nothing to do with them. What I say. So I've done a lot of analysis and in-depth knowledge on this kind of things. Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they only change the names, but they did not add anything to it. So sometimes on the NDC for just say, now you need to let Ghanaians know, say, this and that and that and that, a NDC's initiative. These people you only came to change the name and then market it differently. All those say, nka media na your mojuma so mbeka say there be adwuma we dey say na what dey. And I deal with them what they done. They also pay them and then they become mute. They never talk. They don't say anything. And then they watch this kind of NPP for deceive Ghanaians into believing say, hey, Rico says yes and yes. The government is seriously building the economy and the projects left in the business. Mama, as we see him system is indeed better than what Nana Addo came for. Yet Mama is currently, I'm like 2-1. Also, when we talk about the economy of our dear nations, a lot of systems are put in place to revamp economy. Alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bomiane and Nana Addo Kufuor ebe share Ghanaian youth boss say, who we school now compared to higher, you be 2 years come out, now they 2 hour rent. But they came to lie. And I've seen the president, Kanchel Ghana teacher for said he will make sure say teachers get a very decent places to live. But when I sit here, now I can say, John Mahama, I might be deceiving you because Rollins time, they built infrastructure at Dayankasa and the Ghanaian workers. I just said, wow, win him and a woo. During the days of his SNS, JJ Rollins, they did similar things. It will include a BCC hall, a lot of places. All those kind of straight flats and a government initiative. But sometimes I don't know why we limit them to the current generation and then we leave behind JJ Rollins. All those at the time when JJ Rollins says, yes, it was under democracy. Wow. So sometimes we need to praise them based on a lot of things, but I don't know. And this is for you, Jumaye. And to just say, and then when we get to the public sentiments, now what was John Mahama by the second coming of John Mahama? No? Be honest with yourselves. Let's be honest. Ghana for who say, Papa, you boy, Juma. Enti, Uma Yan no Yim Pushino. Enti, ne, I mean, my history be. When JJ Rollins was in government, he transited from JJ Rollins to Kufuor and all business people in the country, Kufuor decided to reduce the prices of the goods and services. The Kaipako Kumasi magazine, so they reduced the prices of all the goods and services. Although Kufuor had not initiated anything, meaning they could have reduced those kind of Niamano under Rollins, but they decided to keep the prices to make Rollins' administration unpopular. And businesses did the same thing. But the amazing thing about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama second coming is on country business person be asset so. But the way he has managed the economy, our businesses are forced to reduce the goods and services. And yes, yes, but currency not stabilize and they ultimate forecasting, ultimate projecting, ultimate confinement, ebe tip one so yet you make profit. I want the two versions. NPP for banana so ebo bafuma. A businessman and they decided to yeah so. But that your mama no any NDC no policies and programs and be for so I'm what tell near so. And you be never for so. I have never seen any video where businessmen be like say oh your mama be near so I'm an administration that be when he came no goods and services were higher but I feel they were forced to reduce it because economy no has stabilized it. Rico's mama is the hope because he learned and then Yankopon the man co-opposition kusunya ade oho then came back for the people to love him more. That is what John Mahama's administration is doing now. And the Negana ni nankasa no e Philip papa no say papa you boy adwuma. I am one. Look at infrastructure. Hey, now the president told Ghana and say, I feel we see me, Obama Ghana in that construction zone. And pa, you could see everywhere. But who's a month for post 2 videos? I was me couldn't quite we couldn't maintain quite bridge. You had just a giddy. And so amazing thing is that young call was here. We young call was here. And I said we should video which guys we had demonstration say, I won't person who be a John Mahama in yes free. Because the president Enko obosia about yet you move be sika free by na say sika na na do ka che o sika na ta ha Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so why Bank of Ghana sika na wa ha And so under their leadership no next sika ni nyina yera. The John Mahama ma yehu sampa sika no e wo ha. Enye obi ne kwa kofa de abre yo. Ena onkobo obosia oni obi aka. Ena me video kirewa IMF kan no say e be exit ya yensi ho biem. Enti kwa benane o te wo say ono IMF ne mana be president because na te brofo no. Ye nko IMF na wa ko ka hwe ho. Ti ena musa dan kwa say NPP nipa bi a NDC de kotere kora ba e bibiti no.
Dr. Bawumia eventually picks up this note and is to face the NDC. How are the chances going to be looking at, knowing very well that the issue of consistency that Jeffrey spoke about, we're bringing the same person again? Would it make a difference?
Look, the reality is that we've done a scenario involving top 4 NDC candidates against Bawumia. And he's losing against all of them.
Wow. So what I say? You say NDC nipa 4 according to Musa Dankwa on not pay his projecting and his polls no. On bet me be lead party no. E bien we dey alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ko face na obe we stand. And Jones and before Mukoba no ade o mo prayer and say me na me lead party no but say me president there won ka ho. And let's take agriculture. Agric. Former agric minister and Nana do go kufado. E ko tachima e ko to body ba ko pe. But this drew back with to come free hoba akra because said you are not boyful because ko NPP party there o ka say o come on sama ebi wa yi say o start teach man o bo masum the whole agric minister now yeah man agric minister say no president into na ma ko ba bia no ko see the billboard no the picture tare so na wa dora buru adua ho fa we say no you say no president di oh Rikus, you support Ken, right? Hey, and then what you yeah, easy. Gloria Johnson, you have a code there. That's it. So it's my joining my platform. But just don't subscribe here. No subscribe here, mommy. We bet me a share so many better pa. President Mahama going to opposition was rather God wanting Ghanaians to know the differences between a good governance and a bad or a poor one. That's true because I'm saying, say John Mahama unko tena opposition na nka Ghana for him say na nado den kwaku fado. Ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebe perform very worse. Ene Kojo Yanka of a joy say the worst president of Ghana yenya under this fourth republic na nado den kwaku fado. Ozi Yankopon ya de. Aha, the time I know where they did nya no. No Bianca. President said NDC should be more active in creating YouTube videos of all their projects now, before in 2016 and going into the future. The tablets, to tabulate their efforts. Of course, what I was saying, I had a project once with one man, Jazz Photos. I have all those kind of videos, some there, where we decided to take project by project, be a NDC, be a shooting a video, shooting the pictures and those kind of things. We had them there. But it go to a time, sometimes support to come and then you help these kind of people. You go, I don't want to go deep. They are, especially most of the MMDCs were not ready to give us access because we wanted to take it as a project. So President, you are right. But some of them were not ready to support that. But I think this time around, we've gotten all the support that we want. So we can also use it and then do these kind of things. Because we need to document all these kind of things to send our kind of. So if you really want to tabulate all the efforts of the government and project it to the Ghanaian to know, say, President will obey way, President win a year is good. And Akufo-Addo, in his first year, he did something. Let me explain to you what he did. John Dramani administration from 2012, what they found is that Professor Mills, John Mahama about 2012 to 2016, when the government was going over now John Mahama had a lot of projects. Now Akufo-Addo came and decided to go and commission all those kind of things. Or no my the project to say on a year. Meanwhile, he had no idea about how those kind of projects were being done. Meet Mama a lot of examples. In the Bono East region, the divisional police command building this one. A NDC time NEC. That time, Emmanuel Kojajukum was, I think, the deputy minister of local government. And then if I remember correctly, all the contractors is here, I know them. But another time go for the Bay president, he went back to Techiman and then recommissioned that particular building. MIS painting for the Nico Tara so and then I could do that particular divisional police now. Or might be say and another time go for the NEC. Meanwhile, he only went there to commission it. I have all the videos there. There were a lot of videos and pictures about what they were doing then because that is where I come from. There is a very big hospital in Thai. I have videos over there. John Mama is here. And now they just went there at the plug, Meanwhile, he had no idea. Do you know why they were doing that? They want to put the minds of the people to say, and now they go for in the year. Meanwhile, he had no idea how it was being done. I can give you numerous examples on those kind of things. And the person, what you're saying is correct. That also say NDC to prepare another green book. Of course, those kind of things also helps because remember the generation who say, okay, I buy me by way. Because NPP for no sometimes they are very very smart. They say they're making. And another Kufado was a very smart person. John Mama's project quite not called why plug not the idea Kotaraho. One we have a on the year. Meanwhile, he has no idea about it. But I think Ken is also going to do the same thing. Rikus. He's also going to do the same thing because NPP for no sana motie. NPP for no sana motie. They are all kind of like selfish. But that is how I see them. Because they are not ready. They don't listen. And they always want to play smart on the people. Although say that is not how it's supposed to be done. But that is what they've been doing. They always want to play smart on the people. They said American you call building in Yaudi and was a painting home, no call why now do near Kotara home. Let me tell you another thing. Another very, very funny story. Before we used to have 10 regions in Ghana. And out of by and also the 60 become an AB 16. So you know there were 16 regions. Into 16 regions in at the same time or at once. If we and another Danko decided to commission all those regions. Now dear way and say so to V8 Land Cruisers 3 year. One another Danko Kufa but you are team in team here. Don't misrepresent me. Another Danko Kufa do Bono regional or the car 3 kujina. I say ne Monya regional capital me the car 3 way say Ebremu. But who say Bono region at Tarkana ho. We are all na near 2 car 3 na chi. A sticker a magnet can Tarkano near why. Near the half dear Tarahon, you do a half one. The same kind of kusuo near Chapachas near say near the Kobono East. Near the same sticker at Tarahon, if we are a year through. If we are now regional coordinating office being a car because car or Dinamiano, if we are a sanitary in a quackra. But what has making ye? Casting all the queen in Yano. They are matreke. Bien we Jademano. A very at 2 regions a way. Regional minister about bicycle crow nibi. Regional minister about bicycle crow will be international. Oba Bono East regional. The whole Bono East regional, not Techima market, and the finance the whole of Bono East. A buying and for Capre Bamba. Capre ba no Munufie bima. Umu yinipa. Yeah. All right. Yeah, senior Chris, we'll see the time project and start on most time. Yeah, me that's it. That's it. Ba pa ene ko ho na ko nipa ni di tara ho na hade. Me that's say or confirm say as far make an because I went there and I'm because I coach you 2 videos and all those kind of things because yeah is the new generation will come and give credit to NPP. All those started under Prof. Mills. Why are they senior Chris? Why are they pa say unim all those kind of problems? Say what they will tell it to him. NPP for. Of course, President, everything about them was dishonesty. So that is what another Danko Akufo-Addo did. And he deceived the entire nation. Things say, oh, Makoma, we say, we are regional minister about bicycle crew in your international. That is why Ghana we are where we are, because the nations are not developed, because some of our leaders now, they are all matreke from Kwa. But that dam say then they give you them we are sorry. That's it. They don't even give you anything. Sometimes we need to address all these kind of things, because you are really a president or the Obefa or Piagana for Gumni in a libres. You better do a bro say a bunch of Bibiano. You be in any state in the name of Wankasanaria. Also, also, you know what? Why creating additional regions was not Nanado's dream. But if it wasn't your dream, I don't know. My viewpoint here is, why do you deceive them into believing, say, oh, my brother with this kind of name, my brother, you know, say, you're not giving them anything. I mean, that's what I made the point, and I say. So if you are not doing it, why do you go there to deceive them? So it's up to them. Sometimes, and that is what they've been doing. But all these kind of things in an MYA. So let's look onto the future. I wanted to take you to a Greek oil sector, you know, those kind of things. But I know, say, Tima Munibia Nimhawa near Michael. And they look at public debt. Public debt. John Mama Stamino. Your Mobosia. Now I made the call on this particular. I'll make the link of that particular video, but may a video be a. Let me just try to see if I can get it and pin it here. Video I may ya. Bosia Yakobo Afrexim Bank in a Cairo in no. Abiding Timintia and another Danko they couldn't pay. It's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and then the current finance minister. And I call renegotiate those kind of things in Ina. You know, I say when we here, it's going to create problems for our nation. It may create a big problem for our nation, because in your president Omo Banam the Ghana Diaba Buru Kakesia go we are not for the intimintia. Oh, so all those kind of things in and hard. I'll pin that particular video also over here for who are the general because I sometimes take my time to do 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes video as well during the day if I have time. I'm the Babishim, because that is something we all need to watch, because I'm really minor. Yeah, the command NP before we are minion on best say minor flat, and I don't think say I see Ijamo no money yes I never money be, because sometimes you know having too much. Let me just try to pin that particular video in the comment section. Senebeya unyamra na apibie ahwe. Yes, and so what question be bisa, you can in the comment section obeti me daba. See that Chris. Say na uncle fana eno no. Chese na nado danko kufa na the man or a crew. Cool laws have only one question. NPP party. What do they want power for? If they want Ghanaians to listen to them, they should bring Ken Ofurata for accountability. Period. Yeah, meaning that's it. I once said, say NPP Ghana and the NPP in serious. They should rather advise Ken Ofurata to send Wakano. Not by himself, he should come to Ghana and face the law. But as long as I can Ofurata be Ghana, bien NPP mubeti maybe president be because him say. Oma biye gena we na me yan say se mani pan minister kwa odi we no obo man na no we obedwane. So that is something I mean sure say Ghana ni bi ankasa ehu nti sa nkrofo no they are not going to come anywhere near presidency anymore until we give it like that. Enti abusia ene me de besi wa ha na nyame ya adoma ochina same time I'll be back again. So be a question bi bisa me pacho obetimi e de abana maybe in 1 or 2 minutes it may address it na ya there. Senior Chris, if I job be able to go 2026 dem we gidi say ibe share won na no me dojo over ibe share ti ebe all right, and if there's no question there, Priscilla me be see her Rikus Bashiru Charlie Boko there aya there maybe Bashiru ta first person by I will say pa na ma chino oh me aya there that's it. Boy, man, come on. Malam so boho. Be so second time boko. All right. William Cab name. Charlie. Name your consider. That's it. Eja busuya name the best you had na nyame ya adoma ochina. I'll be back once again on another edition because we need to go supersonic speed. 2026 we dey makasi yɛmfa ni agorɔ. Yɛbɛkɔ no speed, but we need to make sure that we present facts. Sɛ na bɛyɛ bi develop mind no. Anything na ɛma Ghana nko yɛ no bia no, yɛnka ho asɛm. Pacha what I say. See me da obi bia ase. Yankopɔn no obi antena. Bye bye.